Hey there. So earlier today I saw that the seed to the Minecraft menu panorama had been found. Uh, I'll put a link to that video, how that happened, in the description. There's also some information about this on the SLC1 Discord server if you want to look at that too. Um, yeah. So in this video I wanted to show how I'm working on getting that panorama back in the new versions of the game. Uh, as the menu panorama. Now, actually, it'd be really easy to do it. All you have to do is just rip the assets directly out of the old versions of the game and then paste them into the new one. The thing is, though, that around the same time when um, the panorama first changed, I think it was 1.13, maybe 1.14. No, it's definitely 1.13. The resolution of the images also changed. And also, I think there used to be a blurring effect on that panorama, and it has since been removed. And so those old assets don't look so good today. So I thought it'd be better to retake the screenshots that panorama is based on with the new seed. So um, first, we have to generate that world. So we open the Minecraft launcher and go to your installations tab, make a new one. I called mine Panorama, and then edit it to change the version number to something like, um, it has to be before 1.7.3, um, but not so far back that the world generation is different. Um, Sorry, beta 1.7.3, not release 1.7.3. So the thing is that in 1.7.3, well, actually 1.8, world generation changed, and then at some point before, it changed it before then too. So it's known that this panorama was made sometime in this range. So um, for my screenshots, I'll be using 1.7.3 beta, right? And then resolution, I set to 512, just because I think that is the best thing. So the thing is that the resolution for these screenshots has to be 512, and um, I figure why not have your game resolution set to that? Otherwise, you'll have to do some weird image editing. So that's what I set it to. Uh, and then the other settings you don't really have to worry about. Later on, we'll be switching this to be a newer version that has access to the teleport command. So we'll have to convert the world. But first, let's hit save, and then hit play. Oh, hold on, that's the wrong version. That's the wrong version. That was Optifine. I don't want Optifine right now. Let's get that launcher out again. And it's going to open Minecraft. I don't want Minecraft open in 1.16 right now. No. Alright, Panorama Beta 1.7.3. There we go. There we go. So now we go to single player. I'll make it full screen. Create new world. And then I'll call it that. But enter the seed, which was... there's actually two seeds. I'll be using this one. It'll also be in this description. Actually, both seeds will be in the description. And then create new world. We'll wait for it to finish. And okay. So then we have to walk over to it. So the coordinates are 61, and then +61, and then -68. So it's in this direction here. So I actually, so the other seed puts you right there though. This one does not. So I guess we have to walk a bit, but it's fine. This should be a good spot to walk up or climb up. There we go. Unfortunately, this older version of the game doesn't have... Oh, let's just remove this block. Alright. Go over here, and this will put us in exactly the spot where that old panorama was taken. Right about here. Right about here. This should look very familiar if you've played Minecraft in the past. Alright, so let's, I kind of want to explore a little bit because I want to get a lot of terrain generated in this older version. And in case you didn't know, with each Minecraft update that has significant terrain changes, um, what will happen is if you update it to a newer version that has terrain changes, it will cause the these weird edges um, where the newly generated chunks and the old ones meet. And so I want to make sure that none of those weird boundaries appear in my panorama. So best way to do that would be to generate lots of chunks in the old version, which I've just about done. Alright, so there we go. We should have a good amount of chunks generated in all directions. So now we can save and quit the title, and then quit game, and then go back to the Minecraft launcher, and then go back to installations, open up that that profile again, and then switch it to a more recent version that has access to the new-ish teleport command. I'm not sure when that was first added, so I mean I know it existed in the past several updates, but I don't know exactly what was added, so I'll just go with the newest update. There we are. And also, you'll notice that before, when I was in beta, those resolution settings I entered didn't actually change anything, but now they do. I think that's because they didn't add that custom resolution option until more recently. That's just my guess. So let's back that up, and then once it finishes its thing, we can go and take our screenshots. Next thing is that I have this notepad file that's full of commands for my username. You can change it to your own if you want to use this yourself. And it will just teleport the player who uses them, or actually it'll teleport me because it's my username, to those coordinates at those angles. Alright, we're here. But you'll notice a couple things. First off, in the past few updates, we had an update that changed the textures, so a bunch of stuff looks different, and I don't like that, so I'm going to not use that. The next thing is that you'll notice that the grass is a different color, and that's because at some point, an update to the game caused this seed to have a taiga biome at this location instead of the forest or plains biome. However, because we already generated the land here, the shape of the blocks, the locations of the blocks wasn't changed, only their colors. So, to fix that issue, I just made a resource pack that makes everything use the biome colors for the forest biome. So, what you do there, and I'll just open, here, go to .minecraft, and then to assets, oh, no, not there, versions. And then go to 1.16.1, for instance, and then take this executable jar file, right-click on it, and then hit extract to, something like that. You will probably need to have WinRAR installed, though. That's what I used. So you extract it, and then you get this folder. Go in there into the assets, Minecraft, textures, and then color map folder, and there's these two files here. Now I edited these versions, let's look at an unedited version in here. So assets, Minecraft, textures, color map. There we go. These are the unedited versions for Minecraft version 1.16. And what I did was I found the exact color in here that is used for the plains biome, or no, sorry, the forest biome. And then I just overwrote the entire gradient to use that one color. So on the Minecraft wiki, there's a article on tint. It's called Tint. That's what the article is about. And if you scroll down, you can find the exact hexadecimal color codes for the biome colors for each biome in the game. So the grass file right here, the hex color code for the forest biome in here is 79C05A. And if you scroll down, you can also get the foliage color, which is 59AE30. So I just modified those assets in here, and then I used those to make a resource pack. So here, those two are just two filled-in spots with those exact color codes, and then I put those in a resource pack, so I can enable it here. And this resource pack also switches to most of the programmer art. I'll actually just do all of it there. There we are. So once we enable that, we will have the old biome colors, because we've told the game, hey, make everything colored for that. Also, I need to click open to land and then allow cheats, and then put myself in creative mode, and then let's also increase. Actually, I think this resistance is fine. Maybe I'll increase it later. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. If I go over here, and I find some new chunks that were generated in 1.16, you'll find that these new chunks, which should be, you'll see if I press F3, this is meant to be a taiga biome, but it's using the forest biome colors, which looks kind of weird, right? Especially if I go to like this this snowy biome, or actually it's called Wooded Mountains. And I can disable the resource pack to show you what it's supposed to look like. There we are, see? The grass is a different color. It's still green, but slightly different green. So, if we go out of that, and go back into my texture pack, we've got this. And then I can go back to the place where we're going to take the screenshots. It's right over here. I think it's right here. Here. There it is. There it is. Alright. So, next, once we have that resource pack set up, actually, yeah, I do want to increase the retro distance. Let's go with, like, 12. How does that look? That's alright. Let's go farther, though. 16. Oh, that's 15. That's gonna annoy me. 16. 16. There we go. Alright. There we are. Now we're ready to take the screenshots. But we have to make sure that the game is the right size. So I will make it not maximized. And there we go. Now the game is a square. 512 by 512 pixels. Also, we have to make sure that the FOV is set to the right thing. So, I was watching Izumavoid's video about how to make one of these panoramas, and he was saying that you should set it to somewhere around 80. But if you're closer to the terrain, go with 79 or maybe a bit lower. But if you're above the terrain, go with something higher. I'll go with 79, and that should work just fine. I used normal for a previous attempt, and that ended up looking wonky. So we'll try 79, and that should do it. Alright. Next, we just enter these commands one at a time and then take our screenshots. Also, these cows are gonna annoy me, so slash game rule do mob spawning false slash kill at a type equals cow or chick. We're also gonna kill all the chickens and also all the sheep. That should get all of them. Alright, we also have to kill all the items that they dropped. And I want to make sure that there aren't any entities in this because if they move between when I take the screenshots, they could mess some stuff up. Especially if they move in between two of the screenshots. Like let's say that they were on the border of one and then they moved. That would result in perhaps half of a cow appearing in the result. So to prevent that, I'll just remove all the mobs. Next, I also want to enable smooth lighting. Just looks nice. There we go. And that should do it. I think we're all ready to go. So let's enter, actually just to test, let's enter the first command. Oh, actually, I have to fly first. There we go. Alright, there's the first command. And you'll see, looking at the edge of this block right here, let's try the next one. See where that one puts us. Okay, so that rotates the other way. Okay, so that's gonna make me north. So, that's east, so then south, and then west. Let's try this one. Okay, and then we'll try this one, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so I'm glad we tested that because it looks like I should increase my FOV by a little bit. Let's try that. Okay, and then go up one. Looks like we're still cutting off a little bit of that oak tree right there. So let's increase it just a little bit more. Okay. That looks much better. I think we should be getting the whole thing there. So let's use that, and then time set noon should be good. Alright, let's start. So first command is there. Oh, I have to hit F1 to hide the HUD. There we go. F2. And then the next one. F2. And then the next one. F2. And then the next one. F2. And then the last two. And the clouds are going to move. I've just accepted that. Nothing I can do about it. Alright. Looks like I took 2 screenshots for that last one, but it's fine. So we should be done now. So now we can go to the File Explorer and then go to .minecraft, screenshots. We want to grab the last 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, not that one, because we took 2 of that one. So not the last 6, because this one I duplicated. So these 6 should do it. Copy those, and then I will put those into a resource pack, which I've actually already started making. It's in here. So for your resource pack, name it whatever you want. It should be a folder. Inside there should be an assets folder, a pack.mcmeta folder, and a pack.png file. This last one's actually optional, but you should have this one though. In here, you should have this code, and this description can be whatever you want. Alright, in the assets folder, you should have a Minecraft folder. In there, textures, in there GUI, then title, then background. And there you go. From here, I actually want to remove these pictures because they have the wrong FOV. So let's delete them and paste in these new ones, which should work better. Next, we go from order from north to then east, then south, then west, then up, then down, and take all the pictures. All right, so then we have to rename them though. So the first one should be called, the north one should be called Panorama underscore 0. The next one is Panorama underscore 1, and so on. And let's see how this works. 4, and then Panorama underscore 5. Here we are. So with that, we should have a working resource pack. So next, we can open Minecraft again, and we can use whatever profile we want this time. So I'll go with my normal Optifine with my normal resolution, and let's see how it goes. Any second now. There we go. Alright, let's make it full screen. And you'll see this is a different panorama. This is just what I have set up from my normal texture pack. Let's go to resource packs. Let's remove these two and enable the one called Panorama. And let's see how I did. Let's see how I did. This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good to me. You'll see there's a slight cut right there. That's how you can tell if you did a good job, if you can see a cut, a really clear one. And I can, but it's not that obvious. Another thing you can tell by is if a block is skinnier than it's supposed to be. So we can see, there we go, here's a block that's skinnier than it's supposed to be. Right there. But for the most part, here's another cut right there. So it's not great, but I think I did pretty well. And the way you fix those cuts is by tweaking the FOV setting. But if I had tweaked it to something higher or something lower, which actually something higher could have fixed that block being skinny issue, that could have caused somewhere else to have an issue. It's a really fine line. So I think I'm happy with this. Yeah, this is really cool. Another thing we can do is if I get out of here and go back to that folder, if I go in here in resource packs, panorama, actually, I already did this in here. So what you can do is if you go to GUI and then title, you can modify this picture called edition, and that and then put it into a similar but not the same folder, and then you can actually make the title screen look exactly like it did before 1.12. So there we go. Let's go to options, disable it, and then go back to resource packs and re-enable it. That way we can get it to reload the resource pack and notice the way it changes. And it should, yeah, there we go. Now the word edition is missing. There it is. So that's gonna get us about what we had before. That's I think the closest you can get to the old startup screen, short of just copying the old assets, which might not look so good. Even then, these are a pretty low resolution, so it might not look super great. I'd love to see an update to the game that allowed us to use a higher resolution image. Maybe 1024. Also, there's another cut right here I just noticed. Another cut right there. And here's another one. So you can see spots where the textures don't quite line up right. That's where it is. But I think that's the best you could really do because the FOV slider isn't perfect. It doesn't let you go to decimals or anything like that. Yeah. But I think I'm really happy with the result here. So I'll put a download for this resource pack in the description, as well as some links to the different resources I used to make this. Alright, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you for the next video will probably be the next developer vlog for my 2D game. Alright, so see you next time. Goodbye.